Hi, how you doing? I'm Mr. Russo, and this is my first video on solving one-step equations. I'm going to start off kind of basic with just integers and show you some basic one-step equation solutions, and then from there we're going to get into the second and third and fourth videos with fractions, maybe decimals, and some more difficult numbers to deal with. All right, the first equation I want to start off with is something like x plus 5 equals 12. So we have positive integers on both sides of the equations. We have just the one variable x that we're trying to solve for. So we have the left side of the equation, we have the right side of the equation. The first thing that we always do is we find where the variable is. So if the variable is on the left side, we want to get everything that's also on the left side on the right side, or away from the left side. So whenever we have a plus or a minus sign in between the x or the variable and the number that we're trying to get rid of, whenever there's that plus or minus in between, then we know it's an adding or subtracting step that we're going to do. If it was something like this, where there's no plus or minus in between, then we know that no plus or minus means multiplication, and then it's a different step that we have to do, which is a multiplying or dividing step. So now we know that we have to add or subtract. So we always do the inverse operation. So if we look to the left of the number, we always look to the left of the number. If there is a positive, we do the opposite, which is subtract. So we subtract 5 from both sides. So now that we do that, we show a work like that. We get rid of the 5s. We bring down what's left over, so it's a positive x. If I look to the left, there's no sign, so it's positive. And then I bring down the equal sign, and then I do my integer rules, 12 minus 5, and I get 7. So I'm done with that one. Okay. Number 2. Is if I have that 5x equals, let's say, let's say 35. So that 5x equals 35. If I know that there's no plus or minus in between, that means multiplication. And then from there, I have to do the opposite, which is division. So I divide by 5. I cancel, bring down my x, and then I do my division. I get 35 divided by 5, and I just get 7. So from here, this is very, very big to decide what step I'm going to do first. Is it going to be an adding or subtracting step, or is it going to be a multiplication or division step? So these are the two basic one-step equations that you're always going to encounter. Do I do plus or do I do an adding or subtracting step, or do I do a multiplying and dividing step? There's lots of options on how you do them, but these are the basic two that you're going to encounter all the time. Okay, I'm going to leave this as video number 1, and then start to incorporate more difficult numbers to deal with in videos 2, 3, and 4.